A woman's been arrested and police continue to hunt for a man who was involved in an attempted robbery at Mawson Lakes last night. At about 8:30 last night, a man armed with a knife went into the Mawson Lakes Hotel and threatened staff. He tried to steal cash but left empty-handed. During the incident there was a scuffle and a hotel patron was stabbed in the back and a security guard was assaulted. The stabbing victim was treated at the scene by paramedics and was taken to the Royal Adelaide Hospital for treatment. His injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. The suspect was last seen running west away from the hotel. He was described as being a man of Aboriginal appearance. A few minutes after the robbery, there was a stolen Mercedes-Benz, which was involved in an accident on Metro Parade, which is not far from the hotel. That a woman ran from that car and she was arrested and will be alleging that she was the driver of the getaway car from the robbery. She's been charged with aggravated robbery and illegal use and will appear in the Elizabeth Magistrates Court tomorrow. That vehicle was stolen in a house break-in at Birkenhead on Tuesday night, so that's been seized by police for forensic examination. Police patrols and the police helicopter searched the area but couldn't locate the suspect at that time. Information later came to hand that the man got into a taxi near the hotel. He was taken to the Mile End area during this ride with the taxi driver. The taxi driver was seriously assaulted by this man. As I said, he was dropped off in the Mile End area. We searched that area with police helicopter and dog patrols. We failed to locate the man, but located some clothing which we believe is linked to this robbery. We're investigating, Serious Organised Crime Branch detectives are investigating this matter, and we've generated a number of very positive leads of positive lines of inquiry. Unfortunately, over the weekend there was another robbery at the Carlisle Tavern at Ethelton. That was 12:30 in the morning on Saturday morning. Two men entered the gaming room. One man armed with an axe, the other had a knife. They threatened staff and patrons and stole cash. One patron suffered a minor injury to her hand when she was knocked to the ground when the offender tried to take her handbag. She didn't require medical treatment and had no other reported injuries. Again, the area was searched, but we did not locate those suspects. They wore masks to cover their faces and are described as being of Aboriginal appearance, aged in their 20s, and they're wearing black clothing. We would ask anyone who saw or heard suspicious activity in the vicinity of the Carlisle Hotel or the Mawson Lakes Hotel over the weekend to call police on Crime Stoppers, or anyone that has any information whatsoever regarding the spate of armed robberies that we've had. It's important to note that members of the public can contact Crime Stoppers and they can be anonymous if they wish to be. It's concerning to police that there's been 34 aggravated robberies, which is an armed robbery, on gaming rooms in licensed premises so far this calendar year. Serious and Organised Crime Branch detectives are investigating all of these incidents, and we've made 18 arrests to date in relation to these matters. These arrests include the getaway driver, the alleged getaway driver from last night's robbery at Mawson Lakes, and the 5 men arrested at over the robbery at the Parafield Gardens Community Club on the 6th of September. We're continuing to work with our intelligence officers and detectives to work out what links there are between the robberies that have occurred. As part of our ongoing operation, we're proactively targeting people of interest, searching properties, checking bail compliance, parole and home detention condition compliance. Serious Organised Crime Branch detectives are using extensive SAPOL resources from across the state, including STAR operations, Operation Mandrake, traffic operations, State Tactical Response Group, dog operations and metropolitan patrols. It's also important to note that we're working closely with the Australian Hotels Association and the Community Clubs Association to provide crime prevention advice and support to their members who are obviously the victims of these unfortunate and dangerous robberies. It's really important, I'd like to reiterate that it's really important for hotel staff and patrons to report any suspicious activity to police at the time. We've got information to suggest that on a number of these occasions, when places are robbed, the suspects have been in the premises either earlier in the day of the robbery or in the days leading up to the robbery. However, it seems to be the case that quite often this is only reported to police after the robbery takes place. So, to reiterate, we want to hear about any suspicious activity in and around licensed premises, in particularly gaming rooms. It's very unfortunate that innocent members of the public have been injured during these robberies, including the innocent man that was stabbed last night at Mawson Lakes, and it's obvious to say that that could have been much worse. Although he's sustained a serious injury, it could have been much, much worse, and even could have led to his death. Our message to patrons and staff involved in armed robberies is to try to remain calm, assess the situation, and where possible, obey the offender's instructions. The number one priority is safety. It's really important to note that it's quite often these offenders are very anxious and also drug affected. So avoid, where possible, sudden movements, and as I said, stay safe, activate the alarm when it's possible, and call police. We don't advise members of the public to become physically involved in these situations because that can lead to injury. You can provide crucial assistance to us by staying calm as you can in the circumstances, and providing us with detailed descriptions and noting weapons and directions of travel. We believe we know the identity of the man involved in the robbery at Mawson Lakes last night. We would urge him to give himself up to police. It's only a matter of time before he's arrested, and we want to do that safely before anyone else gets hurt. So if he wants to get some advice from a legal practitioner or a trusted family friend, I would suggest that he should hand himself up to police before anyone else gets hurt, because, as I said, it's only a matter of time before he is arrested. It's relevant to note that armed robbery is a serious criminal offence, can lead to a sentence of life imprisonment, and that people found to have been harbouring or assisting offenders can also incur lengthy prison sentences. Thank you.
Are police investigating whether the last two robberies are linked?
Yes, yeah, obviously an important aspect of investigating a spate of offences such as this is to examine what's exactly happened, the descriptions, the locations, and try and work out the similarities and if the same offenders could be responsible.
Do police believe that they're working with a number of groups potentially, or is it all totally random? Where's the investigation?
Well, it seems that as I said, we've arrested 18 people in relation to these robberies so far this year, which is a substantial outcome. So from that, it's pretty clear that there's a range of people, a wide group of people who are involved in these robberies, and it's really concerning. You know, in particular, the man that got stabbed, the lady was injured at Ethelton, so the potential for even death or serious injury is there. So we urge anyone with information to contact police.
And the outstanding offender, did he get in the getaway car with the woman, or did he go straight into the taxi?
We're still piecing all that together, but we do know that he got into a taxi. The unfortunate taxi driver was seriously assaulted during the trip, the taxi ride, which ended up in the Mile End area.
Can you say what injuries he got?
Just minor facial injuries.
In terms of about a decade ago, we had a group identified as Gang 49. Are you concerned this is something similar?
Well, some of the suspects and people that have been arrested are known to each other. That's for sure. So we're keeping all avenues of inquiry open, and it would urge any members of the community that have information in relation to these matters to contact us.
How concerning is it that it could be like a copycat group, though?
Well, it's very concerning. Obviously, there's a particular emphasis at the moment by these criminal networks on gaming machines. And as I said before, we're working with the Australian Hotels Association to try and target harden those premises and provide them with crime prevention advice in relation to the way that they handle their cash and their overall security arrangements.
And in terms of the 34 crackbergs, are you feeling more confident that most of those are being done by this same group, or just trying to work through?
It's really difficult, and we're working through the intelligence and the evidence and information that we've got in relation to all of those.
And how many people do you believe could still be outstanding that are part of this syndicate group?
It's really hard to tell at the moment, and we're keeping our minds open in relation to that.
The man who was stabbed, can you give us any more detail, I guess, how he intervened in the robbery or what was going on, how he actually sustained that injury?
He came into the hotel as the offender who had the knife in his hand was leaving. There was a quick a scuffle, if you like, and he got stabbed in the lower back. And as I said, it's a serious stab wound and was of immediate concern to everyone there, but fortunately it's not life-threatening. Could have been a lot worse, obviously.
That 34 this year, is that a high number? How does that stack up compared to other years?
It is a high number. I don't have the exact figures with me at the moment, but it's a definite spike, and it's really of concern to us. It's pretty clear to the detectives investigating these matters that the use of meth is a factor, and that a number of the people that have been arrested and suspected of committing these crimes appear to be heavy users of methamphetamine, which appears to be driving a substantial percentage of this crime wave.
So do they be, the gaming rooms viewed as an easy target? Like, do they need to sort of beef up security in that?
Well, exactly. They're obviously a target of choice at the moment for this group of offenders, and as I said, our crime prevention, SAPOL's crime prevention area has been working closely with the Australian Hotels Association to target harden and work out how we can make patrons and staff safer than they are at the moment, tightening up cash handling procedures. There's a number of procedures and protocols that they can go through to make the premises less attractive for the criminals that are committing these offences. Okay, thanks very much.